Okay, in this video, we are going to write an equation of a parabola given the focus and vertex this time. So these are the two problems that we will solve together. But before we solve those problems, it's important to understand the procedure. These are my 6 steps. Step 1 says plot given information. This time we're given focus and vertex. Once we do a quick sketch, we'll be able to determine our axis of symmetry, whether we have a vertical or a horizontal axis of symmetry. It's important to note a parabola opens towards the focus. Step 3 says pick the correct equation. Once we have your sketch, you should be able to pick the correct equation. If you have a vertical axis of symmetry, this is the equation that we're going to use. If you have a horizontal axis of symmetry, this is the equation we use. And you notice that the h and k values are swapped. Step 4 says determine the vertex, which we are given, so we don't actually need to determine that. That's actually a freebie. And then step 5 says determine p, distance from vertex to focus, and it can be negative. And step 6 says swap values to equation. So let's begin. This is our first problem. Again, step 1 says draw a quick sketch. So I'm just drawing a quick sketch. It doesn't need to be perfect. The only reason we're drawing a sketch is to get the axis of symmetry. So the focus is -2 up 2. Let's say right here. The vertex is -2 down -4. And we can label this as V for vertex. This is our focus. Now we wrote down that the parabola opens towards the focus. So we know our shape is going to look something like this. It's going to open towards the focus. Because this is very important. It opens toward, the mouth is going to open up to the focus. So this is our general shape. This is going to help us determine our axis of symmetry. If I draw a vertical line down, it's going to cross. So this tells us that we have a vertical axis of symmetry. And so we're going to use the formula for vertical axis of symmetry, which is y is equal to 1 divided by 4p parentheses x minus h, close parentheses, squared plus k. So right now we did our plot. We used the plot to determine the axis of symmetry, and we picked the correct equation, which was vertical axis of symmetry, and this was the equation that we picked. And step 4 says determine the vertex, which is a freebie. They gave us the vertex. But at least I can label h and k. So this value right here is our h. This is our k. So step 4 is done. Now we need to determine step 5, which is determine the p-value, and that's going to be the distance from the vertex to the focus. So we're going from here and we're going up. So the p-value will be positive because, again, we're going up. If we went down instead, it would have been negative. So the x value is the same, which it has to be, -2. And the y value, this is 2, and this is -4. So the -4 is our vertex, and we're going up. So we're going to go up 6. And if you like formulas, I guess you could say p is equal to, this value was 2 minus parentheses -4. 2 minus -4 is +6. So again, the main idea, you went from here and you went up. How much up did you go? You went up by 6. So that's our p-value. Now we just need to swap it into the equation. So y is equal to 1 divided by 4p. P is 6. So I'm swapping x minus h. H is -2, so minus -2. But you know, I'll go ahead and put -2. We'll clean it up next. Plus k, and k is -4. But I can put plus -4. Next step, I'm going to clean it up. So y is equal to 1 divided by 4 times 6 is 24. So 1 divided by 24. Parentheses, x minus -2, so +2. Close parentheses, squared. And then we have a plus minus, so just -4. This right here is our final answer. Okay, this will be our second problem. Same procedure. So the first step says plot given information. Again, this is just to help us determine if we have a vertical or a horizontal axis of symmetry. So focus is right 3, up 4. So let's say right here. We can label it as an F. Vertex is right 7, up 4. Call it a V. And step 2 says identify the axis of symmetry and that the parabola opens towards the focus. So the mouth is going to go this way this time. And if I draw a dotted line, we have a horizontal axis of symmetry. And if you notice the main idea how you can also tell the y value is the same, but the x values are different. Okay, so we have a horizontal axis of symmetry, so we need to use the formula. So x is equal to 1 divided by 4p, parentheses, y minus k, close parentheses, squared plus h. Again, we plotted the information. When we plotted the information, we were able to identify we have a horizontal axis of symmetry. Once we know we have a horizontal axis of symmetry, we're able to pick the correct equation. And now we need to determine our vertex, which we were given. So that's a freebie. So just label h and k. So we can label that the 7 is h, that the 4 is k. Now we need to determine the p-value. And again, it's from the vertex to the focus. So this time we're going left. And left means you're going negative. Same as the other problem. If you went down, it would have been negative. But here we're going left, and left also means negative. So we went from 7 and we're going back to 3. So we're going left 4. But again, if you want to use like a formula or something, so p is equal to 3 minus 7. So 3 minus 7, you'll get yourself a negative 4. Because again, we're going from the vertex to the focus and we're going backwards. We're going backwards by 4. So that's a negative 4. So we know everything now. Now we just got to swap. So x is equal to 1 divided by 4p. P is negative 4, close parentheses, parentheses, y minus k. K is positive 4, so we put minus 4 squared plus h. H is positive 7. So just one step to clean it up. So x is equal to 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. So we get negative 1 divided by 16. Parentheses, y minus 4, close parentheses, squared plus 7. And we can box in this answer. And that's all we need to do to write an equation of a parabola given the focus and vertex.